Hello and welcome back to Top 10s You Should Know. Today, we're diving into one of the most powerful forces behind success, self-discipline. So today, we're breaking down the top 15 self-discipline tricks that actually work. These are not gimmicks. They're practical tools you can use right now to take control of your habits, your mind, and your future. Let's get started. 1. Master the 2-minute rule. One of the biggest barriers to discipline is simply getting started. Our brains magnify a task until it feels overwhelming, so we procrastinate. The 2-minute rule flips that psychology on its head. Tell yourself you only need to do a task for 2 minutes. That's it. You don't have to commit to writing the whole report. You just need to open the document and type one sentence. You don't need to run 5 miles. Just put on your shoes and step outside. The beauty here is momentum. Starting is always the hardest part, and once you cross that barrier, the resistance shrinks. 2. Use environment design to remove temptations. Self-discipline is less about raw willpower and more about setting up your environment so you don't have to fight constant battles. If you're trying to eat healthier, don't keep junk food in the house. If you want to read more, place a book on your pillow so it's the last thing you see at night. If you're trying to focus, keep your phone out of reach or install website blockers. Humans are wired to take the path of least resistance, so discipline becomes effortless when you design your surroundings in a way that makes bad habits inconvenient and good habits frictionless. 3. Break goals into bite-sized actions. One of the biggest killers of discipline is overwhelm. You look at a massive goal, like losing 30 pounds, writing a book, or saving for a down payment, and suddenly the task feels too big to even start. That's where breaking goals into smaller, bite-sized steps becomes critical. Instead of saying, I need to write a book, tell yourself, I'll write 200 words today. Instead of saying, I need $10,000 for savings, start with, I'll save $5 this week. Small, achievable wins build confidence and momentum, which fuels your discipline over time. Think of it like climbing stairs. Each step seems small, but when you look back, you realize how high you've climbed. 4. Practice the 5-second rule. Whenever you hesitate on something you know you should do, your brain starts talking you out of it. That's why the 5-second rule, popularized by Mel Robbins, is so powerful. The rule is simple. The moment you have an instinct to act, count down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and move. Don't give your brain time to argue. This little countdown acts like a mental push, breaking hesitation and propelling you into action. It works for getting out of bed, making tough phone calls, starting workouts, or tackling projects. 5. Build keystone habits that trigger discipline everywhere. Not all habits are equal. Some create ripple effects across your entire life. These are called keystone habits. For example, regular exercise doesn't just improve your fitness, it boosts your energy, makes you eat healthier, and sharpens your focus. Waking up early doesn't just give you extra time, it creates structure that spills into your productivity all day. Journaling doesn't just organize your thoughts, it reduces stress and helps you make better decisions. Building keystone habits means you don't have to discipline every area of your life individually. They create automatic improvements everywhere. 6. Make public commitments. Humans are wired to care about their reputation. That's why making public commitments is such a powerful discipline tool. If you tell a friend, I'll send you my finished chapter by Friday, you'll push yourself to do it because accountability is now attached. Joining a fitness class, posting your goals online, or telling your coworkers you're starting a new project all create a sense of social pressure that drives follow-through. The trick is to use your social instincts in your favor, letting accountability act as a safety net when motivation runs dry. 7. Delay gratification with the 10-minute rule. Impulse decisions often destroy discipline. You see the cookie, you want the cookie, and you eat it instantly. The 10-minute rule creates a buffer. Whenever you feel the urge to indulge in something you're trying to control, wait 10 minutes. Often, the craving passes. If it doesn't, you can choose consciously instead of reacting impulsively. This trick rewires your brain to separate want from need and strengthens your ability to delay gratification. Over time, your discipline muscle grows, and you'll notice those impulsive urges lose their grip. 8. Use if-then planning to stay consistent. Discipline crumbles when we rely on vague intentions like, I'll work out tomorrow. If then planning, also known as implementation intentions, fixes that. You create clear rules. If it's 7 a.m., then I will run. Or if I feel the urge to scroll on my phone, then I'll read 2 pages of a book. By pre-deciding your responses, you remove the need for willpower in the moment. Discipline becomes automatic because you've already set the rules. 9. Reward progress, not perfection. Discipline isn't about being flawless. It's about being consistent. Too many people give up because they miss one day or make one mistake. Instead, shift your mindset. Reward progress, not perfection. Did you stick to your budget 5 out of 7 days? That's a win. Did you work out 3 times this week instead of none? Celebrate it. Small rewards for progress reinforce your brain's desire to keep going, turning discipline into something sustainable instead of punishing. Remember, progress compounds. What matters is that you keep moving forward, even if imperfectly. 10. Visualize the long-term consequences. One of the most underrated tricks of discipline is mental time travel. Instead of focusing on the temporary discomfort of action, visualize the long-term reward or the long-term pain of inaction. For example, when you want to skip a workout, imagine how tired, unhealthy, and sluggish you'll feel months down the line if you keep skipping. When you want to splurge on something unnecessary, imagine the stress of debt piling up. Conversely, imagine the pride of hitting your fitness goals or the freedom of being financially secure. Connecting daily choices to future consequences strengthens discipline by reminding you why the struggle is worth it. 11. Practice daily micro-discipline. Exercises. Discipline, like a muscle, grows with training. You don't need massive challenges to strengthen it. Small, daily micro-disciplines work wonders. For example, make your bed every morning, take cold showers, or finish tasks you usually avoid. These little acts of control train your brain to stick with decisions, even when uncomfortable. Over time, you'll notice that bigger acts of discipline, like resisting major temptations or sticking to long-term goals, become easier. Think of it as building discipline stamina. The more you practice in small ways, the stronger your overall self-control becomes. 12. Track your habits and progress. What gets measured gets managed. If you're serious about self-discipline, start tracking it. Use a habit tracker app, a notebook, or even a wall calendar where you cross off every day you stick to your habit. Seeing visual proof of your progress creates a psychological boost. Breaking the chain feels painful, while keeping it going feels rewarding. Tracking also exposes patterns. You might notice you break discipline more on weekends or when stressed, giving you insight on how to adjust. Discipline thrives when it's visible, so don't rely on memory. Make your progress measurable. 13. Remove decision fatigue with routines. Discipline breaks down when you're constantly making decisions. That's why routines are powerful. They eliminate decision fatigue. Think of Steve Jobs wearing the same black turtleneck daily, or athletes following the same pre-game rituals. By reducing the number of daily choices, you conserve willpower for the moments that really matter. Building morning and evening routines is especially powerful. Wake up at the same time, follow the same sequence of actions, and discipline becomes automatic instead of draining. The fewer decisions you leave to chance, the stronger your consistency becomes. 14. Use negative consequences to stay accountable. Sometimes, positive motivation isn't enough. You need consequences to keep discipline sharp. Set up stakes for failure. For example, give a friend $50 that they only return if you stick to your habit. Or commit to donating money to a cause you dislike if you miss your goal. The fear of loss is psychologically stronger than the joy of gain, which makes this trick surprisingly effective. By attaching consequences to your actions, you raise the stakes and turn discipline into something you can't afford to ignore. 15. Anchor discipline to your identity. The strongest discipline doesn't come from external tricks. It comes from identity. Instead of saying, I'm trying to quit smoking, say, I'm not a smoker. Instead of, I'm trying to save money, say, I'm a disciplined saver. When your habits align with who you believe you are, discipline becomes natural. You're not forcing yourself to act a certain way. You're simply living in alignment with your identity. The trick is to decide who you want to be, then let discipline flow from that belief. Identity-driven discipline is the most powerful because it's not temporary. It becomes who you are. And there you have it, the top 15 self-discipline tricks that actually work. Notice that none of these are about superhuman willpower. And if you found this video valuable, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss our next deep dive. Until next time, stay focused, stay disciplined, and keep building the life you deserve.